Hey there, CJ Math students, and welcome to Notes 4.6 Part 1. So you only have one Buzz Math level today and one partner worksheet, just like yesterday. So problem number 1. The Buzz Math level is simplifying algebraic expressions using the distributive property. So number 1, actually, we don't have to use the distributive property. We're just looking for like terms. So I see a b and 2b, and then I see 3c and 5c, and then finally I see our constants 2 and -4. Alright, so b plus 2b is 3b, 3c plus 5c is 8c, and 2 plus -4 is -2. Remember your integer rules. This is different signs subtract, so you keep the sign that has more. Alright, number 2, 3k and 2k, 3b and 3b, and then 5 and -5. So 3k plus 2k is 5k. 3b plus 3b is 6b, and then 5 plus -5, again, DSSM, different sign subtract, keep the one that has more, but 5 minus 5 is 0, so we don't put down plus 0, you just leave it as this. So those cancel out because they're 0. Number 3, we have 3n and 2n, we have 5a and -5a, and then 3 and -4. So 3n and 2n gives us 5n. 5a and -5a is just like the last problem. They cancel out. We don't put 0a, we just don't put anything, right? They're gone, they vanished, right? And then 3 plus -4 is -1. Again, DSSM, different signs, subtract, keep the sign that we have more negatives. So 5n plus -1. Okay? The distributive property, you need to multiply. So right here, multiply the outside number by both inside terms. What do I mean by that? I need to do 5 times 8b, and then I also need to do 5 times 5. All right, so 5 times 8b gives me 40b, plus 5 times 5 gives me 25. I don't combine those. They don't have any like terms. One has a variable b, the other one doesn't. That is my answer. That's the distributive property. All right, number 5, please remember your integer rules. DSN, different signs, negative. So I'm multiplying a negative by 2 positives on the inside, so my answers are going to be negative, right? Different signs, negative. So -8 times a +4, and then a -8 times a +2. If you don't remember your negative rules for multiplying and dividing today, you are going to really struggle with this. So this gives me -32r plus -16. That's your answer. Okay. Anytime you see a minus sign in your head, you should do plus and negative. So I would highly recommend writing it down on a post-it note. You'll get it right the first time. So +4 times +9b, and then +4 times -7. So we have positive times a positive is 36b. That's easy. Plus a positive times a negative is negative. Not because we have more negatives. It's just if there's one negative, a negative times a positive will always be negative. So it gives us -28. Right? Again, I see a minus sign, so I'll say plus a negative, and then I will go to work. A -2 times a +6, and I also have a -2 times a -2. So first we have a -2 times +6. A negative times a positive is a negative, -12x. Some of you are saying, wait, no, there's more positive. This should be positive. No. If I have one negative and one positive and I'm multiplying, it's always negative. A negative times a negative is a positive, so +4, right? I don't put +4, I just put +4. Oops, and I should have done that in blue. +4, okay? A negative times a negative is a positive. For these ones, you're going to have to do -3 times +4. You're going to have to do -3 times 4. And you're going to have to do, change that to keep change, -3 times -7. So negative times a positive gives you a -12z, plus a negative times a positive gives you a -12r, plus a negative times a negative gives you a +21. Right? Number 9. -6 times -6, that's going to give us positive, right? -6 times +3, that's going to give us negative. One negative, it's always negative, plus a negative times a negative will give us a positive. So we get positive 36d, because negative 6 times negative 6, 2 negatives is a positive, plus negative 6 times 3 is negative 8. Oops, I should do that in blue, my fault. Negative 18c. I'm just trying to help you guys visualize this. And then negative 6 times negative 5, got to watch out for that negative right there, is positive 30. Okay? All right, lastly, number 10. Positive 6 times 2a, positive 6 times 3a, and a positive 6 times negative 4. So positive, that's just 12a. Positive, that's 18a. And then positive, negative, that's negative 24. Now, that's not your answer because you actually have like terms. You have 12a and 18a. They both have a, right? So you can combine them to give you 30a plus negative 24. Now, there's actually an easier way. If we looked right off the bat, 2a plus 3a, and before you distributed, if you weren't a robot, you could have been like, wait a second, I could combine those right now. And you could have 6 parentheses 5a plus negative 4. And then it's just 2 steps. Distribute, and I'm done. 30a plus negative 24. Isn't that exactly what we got there? Yeah. So whatever one is easier for you. I like to go ahead and simplify it right away when I can. But if you want to distribute and then combine like terms, up to you. Again, when you're doing buzz math, pause and rewind. See what I do. Listen to what I say. Don't just give up and be like, I don't know what to do. Rewind, watch it again. That's it for part 1.